It's me and Dirty 30. Dirty 30.
I got a dirty 30 on me. Dirty 30.
Dirty 30.
Dirty 30, Stephen Curry.
Nigga call it dirty 30. Man, I got this dirty 30. Dirty 30, working on me. With dirty 30. Dirty 30. Got a dirty 30, got a dirty 30, got a dirty 30, got a dirty 30.
Come on.
Primo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dirty 30 podcast experience. This is your captain speaking. You might be asking yourself, how have you found yourself stumbling upon us three wild motherfuckers? But I promise you, you are in the place to be. As always, I'm your super enthusiastic host, Buzzer Larkin. To my right, there's none other than the legendary CK Chad Kelly. CK, what's up?
Shit, I'm chilling, bro. Sun's out today, feeling fucking fantastic. Got heli energy. Shit, D-Man, how you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling great, man. Feeling really fucking good today. So, it's awesome. It's a blessing from the Lord Jesus himself.
That's a really a fucking blessing. I love it. Sun's out, guns out today on the Dirty 30 podcast. D-Man rocking the short sleeve.
Those are a lot of reallys, bro.
All right, man. Let's start the show off with the sports world. We had shit popping, not only in the NBA, but the NFL as well. The draft wrapped up on Saturday, and there was all kinds of wild headlines. The New York Jets had 2 top 10 picks and also snagged Florida State pass rusher Jermaine Johnson, a guy that many experts had in their top 10. Chad's Philadelphia Eagles made big waves when they landed A.J. Brown on a 4-year, $100 million deal. And the Baltimore Ravens got rid of Hollywood Brown, and a lot of people wondered why, including me, myself, but they had a strong overall draft, and some people think that they're better now without Hollywood. Amidst all this madness, who do you guys think were the overall winners of the draft? Let's start with the left over here. Let's start with you, D-Man. Who won the draft to you?
I think the Jets definitely had a tremendous draft. Considering that normally as an organization, I feel like the Jets are usually a laughingstock damn near, at least recently in the NFL. This year, they definitely made a splash with Ahmad Garner, who's going to be really good. I think he's going to be good. I do still think that Stinsley is a better player than him, but I think he's going to be good. Jermaine Johnson was a great pick, especially late in the first round. And then, obviously, Garrett Wilson is tremendous wide receiver talent. I think they can do big things next year.
So what do you think about Zach Wilson overall as a quarterback? And what do you think he can do with that team next year?
I think he's a very meh player, honestly.
You're 50-50 on him?
He's very average, I think.
Very meh? What the fuck?
Like a meh. He's still got some shit to learn out there on the field, and he could be great probably in like the next 2 years. I don't think this year will be a good year for him, though. I think he's going to have a repeat year from last year.
CK, what about you? Who was the overall winners of the draft? Are you going to go with your Philadelphia Eagles?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna be a little biased here, but Eagles are definitely the winners of the draft. We had to replace Fletcher Cox. Who's all pro, you know what I mean? Yeah. Jason Kelsey was a great center. Mm-hmm. We replaced Fletcher Cox with Jordan Davis, a defensive tackle out of Georgia, and we replaced Jason Kelsey with a kid named Cam Jurgens, a center out of Nebraska.
Jurgens.
Jordan Davis was the big dude that ran like a real fast 40-yard time. It was like a 4.8 or something, 4.5, 4.6 or something like that. Isn't that range? He was very quick though for being like 325, 340 pounds.
Oh, that's the guy the Eagles got?
Also, we had the 18th pick that we traded for AJ. So we've been working, you know what I mean? We've been cooking up some shit.
You guys were working, and I think that the Eagles are the favorite to win the NFC East. But hold up, man. With a last name like Jurgens, that dude better be getting a sponsorship from Jurgens, damn it. So the Eagles got
Jordan Davis, defensive tackle out of Georgia. We got Cam Jurgens out of Nebraska, and we got N'Kobe Dean, a linebacker out of Georgia, too. Who's a beast.
I've heard of him. But speaking of Georgia, bro, did you guys see how many Georgia Bulldogs were drafted this year? Like more than, I think it was the most of any class, damn near ever, bro. And Dylan, that dude you just mentioned, the real big guy that ran the fast 40, was he from Georgia?
He was from Georgia, yeah.
But honestly, I'm surprised you didn't shine any light on the Colts here, because the Colts apparently also won the draft.
That's what I thought Dylan was. I thought he was going to chime in more on that.
I did too.
I mean, the Colts had a great draft. I think the Jets did better than the Colts did, personally. But Jelani Woods is great for the Colts.
Opinion.
Yeah, the Colts got the Jelani Woods, a tight end from Virginia. He's 6'7", 259 pounds, and ran a 4.61 40.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, bro.
I guess the only question in Indy is, does Matt Ryan have any left in the tank? Yeah. Of course, Vegas was quick to make odds on who'd be Rookie of the Year. Offensively, the best odds go to Kenny Pickett, then Malik Willis, then Drake London. On the defensive side, the best odds go Aiden Hutchinson, then Kayvon Thibodeau, then Trayvon Walker. Let's keep it on the defensive side. Dylan, who do you think is going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year?
I'm going to have to go with Derek Stingley Jr. for the Texans as the third pick.
I like it.
I do think that he is going to have a tremendous impact. They're coming into it looking at him like he's just a rookie. He's just coming in. He's going to really make them know what his name is out there on the field.
I was watching ESPN leading up to the draft, and Swagoo, Marcus Spears, he's also an LSU alumni. He thinks that Stingley should have got drafted first. He thinks he should have been first overall, if anybody. He thinks he's going to run Defensive Rookie of the Year, too. Who said it in the NFL not too long ago that cornerback's the second hardest position to play on the field behind the quarterback? Did you guys see that?
I definitely agree with that. I agree corner's the hardest position.
I think that was like Darius Slay.
I was going to say Darius Butler or Darius Slay. I know it was a Darius. CK, who do you got as Offensive Rookie of the Year?
Give me Malik Willis.
Ooh.
I feel like he's going to have a lot of passing yards and rushing yards and double threat like that. Dual threat. I feel like it puts you in that conversation already. Because you rack up so many numbers. You rack up so many stats. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. And he's going to be like Lamar Jackson Jr., hopefully, for the Titans.
Remember how Kyler Murray came in his first year?
I'm just picturing him in shotgun with Derrick Henry next to him. Is he going to hand it off? Is it going to be a play action? Derrick Henry can take it to the outside, take it up the middle, run you over, outrun you, juke you. And this Malik Willis kid clearly has a sauce. He could take it on the outside and get free. You know what I mean? How do you defend a team like that, honestly?
Yeah, with Vrabel at coach.
It's going to be nice. It's going to be nice. Dylan, I will see if Dylan's Colts have anything to say about that in the AFC South.
They definitely will. The Colts are winning that division this year. Mark my words.
Let's move it on over to the NBA, though. The NBA playoffs, we're getting into the second round here. Chad's Heat are still alive. Dylan's Nets just stunk up the place. Let's just give a little recap here. The Heat, they didn't even need Jimmy Butler or Kyle Lowry to take out the Hawks. They just totally smacked a little Trae Young around, smacked his little head around, didn't they? Doc Rivers shut down all that 3-1 slander of him and the Sixers. Man, James Harden snapped in that last game. I got to tip my hat off to him. Luka came back and made quick work of Utah. And even though the Grizzlies were losing every game, they came out victorious over the Timberwolves. First thing I want to talk about here, Joel Embiid, orbital fracture in his face, messed up thumb.
He's fucked up.
He's fucked up right now from a physical-ass series with Toronto. He's guaranteed out 2 games. I want to ask you guys, do the 76ers have enough fight in them to weather those 2 games and to take this series? Let's start with you, Dylan. What do you think?
The 76ers, man, I think they're a solid team. They're definitely really good. Maxi's a really good player. Tobias Harris is a good player. Danny Green can shoot. I think they'll put up a fight, but I do think the Heat are just going to be too much for them to overcome.
Even with the fully healthy Embiid, you would still take the Heat over the Sixers?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Same with me.
CK?
The Heat's definitely going to take this series. The Sixers, they had a chance before Embiid got hurt, but like now that he's all banged up and shit, they have no shot at winning this series. So I got the Heat in 6.
Yeah, the Heat are just locked in right now, bro. The Heat are locked in, but I gotta say, if James Harden, if he's got any more of his bag left in him, like he did in that game 6, I know we seen like it was a flash in the pan. He was hitting step back shots, doing crazy dribble moves, and screaming to the crowd. Honestly, I have been dogging James for the last few months, so I was kind of glad to see that he still had that in him. Either way, we'll see how it goes. Yep. Now, there was no Game 7s in round 1, which as sports fans, we love Game 7. Come on, that's like 2 of the greatest words in sports. Of all the series left, which of these series is most likely to go to Game 7 and why? CK, start us out.
It's a tie at Bucks, Celtics, and Golden State and Grizzlies. Like I feel like both of those series can go to 7. There's so much talent all the way around. Any team can steal any game. Bucks and Celtics are definitely gonna go to 7 games. Giannis is gonna get played hard. It's gonna get harder for him throughout the series. It's gonna go to Game 7.
Yeah, and Game 1 in that series too. Drew Holiday. I remember you and Dylan were just saying, and in my house, like Saturday, you guys would never bet on Drew Holiday offensively again.
Never.
And here he is, Game 1 with 25 points, leading the scorer for the Bucks. And to be fair, the Celtics stars played like shit, so I could definitely see that one going 7 too. But D-Man, what about you? Which of these series do you think is most likely to go 7?
Man, this may be going against the grain here, but I do think that the Dallas-Phoenix series is going to go at least 6 or 7 games.
I like that.
Wow. I think that the Dallas team is sneaky good, man. They got some hustle. They got a lot of heart out there when they're playing. And I haven't heard anything about Tim Hardaway Jr. I don't know if he's coming back or not in this next series. But if he does come back, that's going to make it even more tough for the Phoenix Suns.
Phoenix is they're still banged up too.
When Luka's playing at the top of his game, dude, there's really no other player on the court that can match that like production. Like if he's out here assisting, throwing dimes, getting step back threes, hit on your favorite player's head. Like it's tough, man. It's tough to guard.
How many games do you think Golden State and Memphis are gonna go?
I want to say 6. I definitely want to say 6 on that. I think,
man, I got Golden State in 5 or 6 too.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I think Golden State just has the experience. You know what I mean?
Jaren Jackson had 33 last game,
he was
and
clipping out.
they still lost.
I didn't even see that Jaren Jackson had 33.
He was playing.
He
like
won't have a game like that again all series.
Who's more likely to be upset here? The Golden State Warriors against the Memphis Grizzlies or the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Boston Celtics? Chad, who's more likely to be upset?
Milwaukee for sure. Memphis don't have enough to beat Golden State. Jaren Jackson had 33 last game, and they still lost. Boston, if everybody could eat on the offensive end, Marcus Smart can get his, Al Horford can get his. Milwaukee, they'll be in trouble, man.
It's got to be the Celtics upsetting the Bucks. Like Chad said, I think the Celtics team is just better than the Grizzlies team. The Celtics have a better game plan. They're tougher fighting team. Like, they go out there with their heart and their mind fully wrapped on. We were trying to win this game, take it one game at a time.
I got to say, I was honestly kind of surprised with how Memphis played yesterday. I'm surprised they kept it that close. And then it was literally a 1-point game.
Memphis plays hard.
Yeah, and their fans are real lit, and the stadium's always rocking. And I also heard, too, that Clay missed 2 late-game free throws or something. He missed 2 free throws in late game.
They were up 117, 116, and Clay missed 2 straight at the line.
Wow, I did not know that. I'm glad you guys just confirmed that. That's pretty wild. All right, closing the show out here, we want to ask you the age-old question, the question that many scholars have been pondering for years and years. Weed or alcohol? We all love to have fun here at the Dirty 30 Podcast. I can't lie. We've dabbled with weed and alcohol time to time, but even though the two make you have a good time, they're both also very different from one another, wouldn't you guys say?
Definitely.
Oh, for sure,
Definitely.
for sure.
When you're high, it mellows you out and you're just chilling and everything. When you're drunk, you're ready to party all night long. First things first, I want to talk about being cross-faded. Now, for some of you out there that don't know what that means you're drunk and high at the same time, cross-faded. If you're listening to us, you probably know what that means, honestly. How do you guys feel when you're cross-faded?
I feel like I'm floating usually, but I haven't felt like that in a long time. I haven't done that in a long time, bro. But usually I always feel like I'm floating, and then right before I lay my head down, I get a little nauseous. I'm like, why'd I do this stupid shit?
I'm just picturing Chad floating to his bedroom, you know what I mean? Just hovering all the way to his bedroom. You feel like he's floating and shit. And right when you lay down, boy, it feels like you're about to puke. We've all had the fucking room spins. That shit's the worst.
For real.
D-Man, what about you though, brother?
I think whenever I'm crossfaded, it's like a perfect blend of confidence and being a savage almost. I just feel good about how everything's going in my life whenever I sit back and relax and smoke a blunt and take a couple shots. It feels great.
Right, kind of makes you feel like the man a little bit, don't it?
It does.
Yeah, I was just telling Dylan, when I'm crossfaded, I literally never want the night to end. I want the shit to just, literally, I could just live in that one night for the rest of my life. The feeling you have and shit, you never want it to end. Both of them kind of do get a bad rap, but marijuana literally is just now being decriminalized when it's way less deadly and lethal. Why? Why is it that weed was so hated on over alcohol?
I think it was they banned weed because it was it could be used to make paper and clothing and stuff like that. And it was they hadn't tapped into the financial aspect of marijuana yet. So they criminalized it so they can make advancements in the wood industry, chopping down trees and shit. I don't know what that industry's called, but
lumber or something?
Yeah, the lumber industry, and how they use trees to make paper and all that shit like that. When weed could have been used like that, and it was being used like that, they criminalized it whenever the person that owned the lumber industry was mad he wasn't making as much profits as he could have been making because of weed.
So it boils down to money is what you're saying.
Yeah, definitely. And the money they make off of criminalizing people and putting them in prison too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They just need to make something illegal that they know everybody likes, so they could start fucking arresting people and filling up prisons, bro.
For real. It's a great way to make money for them, honestly. That's how they look at it, at least.
And it's alcohol, it's legal, or it's illegal to drink and drive, or it's illegal to do this and that, but it's legal to technically drink it in your home or at a bar or something. How can you legally drink at a bar, but then how are you supposed to get home? You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. How do you leave a bar? Question is, weed versus alcohol, which one you guys picking? You throw 100 people in a room drinking alcohol, you throw 100 people in a room smoking. Sit back and look at those rooms. The room with alcohol in it's gonna be fucking barbaric and wild.
Yeah,
that's true.
The room with weed in it, everybody's gonna be chill as fuck.
That's true. To answer your question though, I think I would say alcohol personally. When I'm drunk or drinking, I'm just more bubbly and open to talk to people and do all this shit. Versus when I'm high, I could be in a group of all these people people and all this conversation could be going on, but deep down I'm gonna be in my own head, like thinking about shit. You know what I mean? And I should be present in the moment. And no, I'm in my head for hours after I'm in my head. So that's just me personally. I would choose alcohol over weed. But what about you, Dylan?
I personally would choose weed. I'm not like a very social person usually. Like I would rather sit by myself at home and smoke a blunt rather than like trying to be the life of the party, trying to get fucked up with everybody, drinking alcohol and being crazy, which I love doing that. Don't get me wrong, but I would rather sit at home and smoke weed than try to go be drunk somewhere and potentially getting myself into more trouble than I should be.
Right. Alcohol literally affects, pretty sure it's the only thing that affects every organ in your body.
I tell you what, it's a lot more fun to smoke a blunt than it is to drink like nasty alcohol or drink a beer that just sits in your stomach. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And like there's so many bad things that can come from drinking alcohol. When you're high, the worst thing you're gonna do is eat some munchies.
Yeah.
Overeat some munchies, maybe fucking put like an aluminum foil hat on or some shit, thinking there's aliens outside. I don't know. Where's the crime in that?
There's nothing. There's no crime in weed, bro.
But that does it for us here at the Dirty Dirty Studios. CK, Chad Kelly, any closing remarks?
Yeah, I got some closing remarks. Make sure you guys fucking subscribe, man. Subscribe to our YouTube page, Facebook, Twitter. Yeah, all that shit.
Man, you're already listening to us. Why not subscribe and follow, man? Fuck.
Seriously, man, what the fuck is your guys' problems?
What the fuck? No, and on another tip, we're about to start getting into parlays, giving you guys some free game, trying to help put some money in your guys' pocket. Times are hard out here, man.
You seen the picks I gave you? I'm undefeated out here. Hey, 3-0, baby, 3-0.
Yeah, Dylan, I'll never ever be putting my money on Brooke Lopez's ugly ass ever again, bro.
Bro, he was supposed to eat. He had many opportunities. They fucked him that game.
I'm Buzzer Larkin.
I'm Chad Kelly.
And I'm D-Man.
And that's a wrap.
Nah, but in that game though, I mean, me and Buzz